Welcome again. So where was I? I told you that when the glutamine concentration is low, glutamine GLND sensor kinase will become active. It will sense the low concentration of glutamine. Then it will carry out uridylation of P2 protein, okay, by using UTP. Okay, uridylated P2 protein will activate GLNE. Okay, and this activation is such that GLNE will carry out deadenylation of the protein called enzyme called GLNS. This GLNS actually is the glutamine synthetase enzyme that we are interested in. Okay, and once this enzyme gets activated by deadenylation, this enzyme becomes active and it will be able to carry out the conversion of glutamate to glutamine. Okay, so I have written here glutamate to glutamine. Can you see this arrow? Can you see that? Okay, and of course
Yes.
that requires ammonia. Okay, and we are assuming that ammonia is present in sufficient quantity. Okay, so in the presence of ammonia, glutamate will be converted to glutamine by this active enzyme, that is glutamine synthetase. Right? So we have seen half of the story. Now we are going to see the other half of the story. What happens when the glutamine concentration is high? Okay, in that case, our logic will tell us, common sense will tell us that if the concentration of glutamine is high, then the cell should not make more glutamine. But who will tell the cell not to make glutamine? Okay, so once again, we have this particular sensor mechanism, and that is called as biochemical regulation. Okay, so just look at the diagram once again. If the concentration of glutamine is very high, can you see that? Then this sensor kinase GLND will sense it. It will know that the glutamine concentration is very high, and therefore it will be activated in a different way. Okay, so what it will do is it will carry out deuridylation of P2 protein. Okay, so P2UMP is converted to P2A. Okay, without the uridyl group. So uridyl group is removed now. Can you see this arrow here? That is hydrolytic cleavage, you can say. In the presence of water molecule, the UMP will be released. Okay, and P2 molecule or P2D is converted or deuridylated to P2A. Is that clear to everybody? Okay.
Yes.
Now, once this P2 molecule is deuridylated, then it will carry out again the activation of GLNE molecule, but again in a different way. So how different it is? Once this GLNE is activated, in the other way, that is, okay, this particular protein will now carry out adenylation reaction instead of deadenylation earlier. Okay, as I told you, the enzymes are able to carry out both the reactions, forward and backward. So now this particular enzyme is going to carry out adenylation or adenylation in the presence of ATP. So active glutamine synthetase molecule in the presence of ATP, okay, this enzyme will be able to convert it by covalent modification into an inactive form. Can you see the black color here? Black colored circle, oval. Okay, so active glutamine synthetase is converted into the inactive glutamine synthetase. Okay, and this is by adenylation. So you can see the AMP group attached here to this enzyme. This enzyme is inactive, and therefore the conversion of glutamate to glutamine will stop. Okay, the conversion of glutamate to glutamine will not take place. Is it right? When is that situation? When glutamine concentration is very high in the cell, and therefore it is not required. Okay. Okay, now I'm giving you 2 minutes. I'll just sit quiet. I'll mute my microphone. I'll sit very quiet, and I'll probably even switch off my video. Okay, and then I am going to ask somebody. Who should I ask now to explain this diagram? Shall I ask Shraddha Joshi? Shraddha, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm giving you exactly 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, you just go through this diagram once again. Okay, which way you are going to go? I'm giving you the clue. Low glutamine concentration, you start with this particular thing. Okay, try to understand all the process. Okay, like this, and then this, right? And this, and then the other half, okay, high concentration of glutamine. Then this way we are going to understand it, right? So your 2 minutes will start now. Shraddha Joshi, are you prepared?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So you can go ahead, you can explain us this regulation, okay, biochemical regulation of glutamine synthesis. Yes.
So when there is a high concentration of glutamine in the cell,
Okay.
then this P2A molecule is uridylated with the GLND enzyme, which is uridylating enzyme, convert.
Yes. And it is a sensor
uh,
kinase. Okay, don't forget the word sensor kinase. Okay.
It is a sensor kinase, convert P2A into P2D along with the protein GLNE. This GLNE deadenylating
See,
the enzyme.
just a minute. Just a minute. Let me interrupt in between. You said that in high concentration of glutamine. Did you want to say low concentration?
Low concentration, yes.
Yes. Okay, so that is a correction we are making. Okay, go ahead.
GLNE protein carry out the deadenylation of glutamine synthase, which is in inactive form. Inactive form of glutamine synthase get activated due to the deadenylation, and
Okay.
this glutamine synthase carry out form glutamine with help of the ammonia from the glutamate.
Yes, correct. You are right. Okay, so half of the part is clear. Is it clear to everybody else? Just a minute, Shraddha. Let me ask everybody. Pooja, Bharat. Pooja and Bharat, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bharat. Bharat is not there.
गजानन नोटिंग कर रहे हैं.
हाँ?
गजानन को ज्वाइन करना है.
I can't see that. Okay, okay. Gajanan, yes, yes. Gajanan and Kshamata, both are waiting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, they are joining. Doesn't matter. Huh? Bharat, what about you? I'm talking to you. Vaishnavi?
Yes, sir.
Could you follow what Shraddha told? Vaishnavi.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pooja. Pragati. Shamata. Gajanan.
Yes, sir.
Shamata.
Yes, yes, sir.
Gajanan. Shamata. Can you hear me?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Akash.
Yes, sir.
Yogita.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Aishwarya is there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So no problem. Okay. Then Shraddha, you can go for the other half.
Okay, sir.
सर
Yes. Inamul.
सर एक और बार रिपीट करने बोलिए ना श्रद्धा को.
Okay. This time we'll ask Yogita to do it. Okay. Yogita, can you repeat what she said, Shraddha? Yogita, can you hear? The problem with online system is we don't know whether you are attending the lecture or not. You are just you have just entered the classroom, but physically whether you are listening to that, I don't know. So Yogita seems to be not there. Bharat Wabre also is not there. Who can do the?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Bharat, कुठे होतास तू मगा? तुझं
Sir,
नाव
network problem, sir. आवाज disturb.
Okay. Who will explain? Aishwarya, can you explain?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the little problem is I am in traveling, but I will explain. You will hear a little noise around me, but I want to explain, sir.
Okay. Okay. Good. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. This entire process is formation of glutamine from glutamate. The first is glutamate formation takes place from alpha-ketoglutarate with in presence of ammonia plus
Very good.
NAD plus.
Yes.
And from this, in this reaction, the glutamate is produced. This entire process in this reaction, this entire process is only depend on activation and deactivation of GLN in E enzyme,
Yes.
which is activated by the which is activated by GLN E enzyme.
Okay.
The first is at the low concentration of glutamine. That is, the glutamate will be glutamate synthesizes. Glutamate produces the glutamine. The first is at the low concentration of glutamine. The GLN-D enzyme, which is sensitive kinase enzyme,
Sensor.
which activates.
Sensor kinase.
Sorry. Sensor kinase enzyme, which converts P2A, that is the product of GLN-B enzyme, which converts P2A, that is uridenate P2A into P2D enzyme.
Yes. It is not enzyme. Wait.
Yes,
It is not enzyme. It is just a protein. Okay. P2 protein.
Yes, sir. P2D. Yeah, P2D protein. Okay. This P2D protein activates the GLN-E enzyme, which is very important for the activation and deactivation of GLNS, that is glutamine synthetase enzyme.
Yes. Good.
Yes. The glutamine synthetase is activated by GLN-E enzyme by deadenylation. This glutamine, this GLN-E enzyme by the process of deadenylation activates the glutamine synthetase enzyme. This glutamine synthetase enzyme then further used for the synthesis of glutamine.
Yes, very good, very good. Okay. Inamul, is it clear now?
नहीं सर.
अरे कहाँ खो गए तुम? क्या कहाँ पे अभी? Where is your difficulty? You tell me. What is your difficulty?
सर यूरिडिलेशन के बाद वहां से मतलब प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है.
अरे just look here. When there is low concentration of glutamine, this sensor kinase will sense it. It is a sensor. Okay, so it will sense the low concentration of glutamine. Okay, so it will cause activation of P2 molecule in such a way that P2 will be uridylated. Can you see the UTP here? Okay, UTP is from the UTP, UMP group is attached to P2. and therefore it becomes P2D. This is uridylated. Now this uridylated P2 molecule will cause activation of GLN-E enzyme. Okay, and this activation is by way of deadenylation. Okay, so adenyl group or AMP group from GLN-E will be removed. Okay, by P2 protein, uridylated P2 protein. Okay, so when this deadenylation takes place, the inactive form of enzyme glutamine synthetase will be converted to the active form of the enzyme, glutamine synthetase. And this active enzyme is going to convert glutamate into glutamine in the presence of ammonia. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So other part, half of the other part, I think I will tell somebody, Bharat Wabre. Bharat. Bharat has some internet problem. Okay. Inamul, can you explain? Or you will take some time to understand?
Sir, may I be explaining?
Okay. Let me ask somebody else. Yogita?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain?
Yes, sir.
So you have to explain the other half, that is high concentration of glutamine. If that is the situation, then what will happen?
Sir, if glutamine concentration is high, the GLND is a sensor kinase enzyme. It converts P-second D protein to P-second A protein.
Yes, P2 to P2A, P2D to P2A. Okay, that is by deuridylation.
Yes, sir. Deuridylation at that time, UMP, udenylated monophosphate, is released.
Right.
Out. And P-second A protein is then converted into GLN.
No. It is not converted into. It is activating.
Okay. Sorry, activated into. At that time, alpha ketoglutarate enzyme is.
No. काहीतरी वेगळं बोलते तू. GLN-E enzyme is activated so that it will cause adenylation of this active enzyme, glutamine synthetase. This will be adenylated.
Yes. Okay. And at that time, PI is released out.
Yes.
And active glutamine synthase is converted into inactive form.
Yes. Right.
And sir, in that high concentration of glutamine,
right.
Glutamine glutamate synthase is stopped.
Yes, this will be stopped. Okay, this reaction from glutamate to glutamine will be stopped because this enzyme has become inactive.
Yes.
Very good attempt. Okay, so I believe that everybody else has also understood it. Okay, if there is anybody who has not understood, you can either tell it now, or else you can maybe I'm going to send this link to everybody, video link. So go through the video link and be satisfied with that video. Okay, if you still don't understand it, then you can ask me, okay, in the next lecture. Right, so that was it. And then there is one more important thing which I have not told you, and that is the carbon signal. Okay, we are talking about the nitrogen signal so far. In the presence of glutamine, high concentration of glutamine or low concentration of glutamine, we have already seen what happens. But what happens if, for example, glutamine is present in high concentration? Okay, glutamine is present in high concentration, and therefore, based upon whatever regulation we have studied so far, we are given to understand that glutamine synthetase enzyme, which was active earlier, by adenylation, it is going to become inactive. Okay, and therefore the conversion of glutamate to glutamine will not take place. Why? Because glutamine is already present at a high concentration. Okay, but there is another situation where the glutamine concentration is at a high level, but there is also the presence of alpha ketoglutarate. Okay, if there is a very high concentration of alpha ketoglutarate, then sometimes the cell will take a decision that, okay, if alpha glutarate is available in plenty, okay, in the future it may not be available. So why not convert glutamate into glutamine? because alpha ketoglutarate is available. Okay, so that decision may be taken by the cell, and in that condition, what happens is what Yogita has already told us, that is when the glutamine concentration is very high, okay, then this sensor kinase will sense that high concentration, and therefore it will carry out deuridylation of P2 protein. Okay, and when this deuridylated P2 protein is going to get active in that particular way, then it is going to activate GLN-E in such a way that it will cause adenylation of GLNS. Okay, that is the normal course of action. But when alpha ketoglutarate sink is available, okay, that is in a large amount, alpha ketoglutarate is available, then this particular activity of P2 protein, that is activation of GLN-E adenylation reaction, okay, that particular activity of this P2 protein is overridden. That is, it is ignored in a way. It is ignored. Okay, and therefore this P2 protein will still, okay, it will still cause, this particular activity will be there. Sorry, just a minute. P2 protein will not carry out the activation of this enzyme GLN-E, and therefore adenylation will not take place, but rather it will activate the GLN-E in such a way that it will carry out deadenylation. Okay, and therefore this GLNS, that is the synthetase enzyme, glutamine synthetase, will still be converted from inactive form to the active form. Is it correct? Is it right? Have you understood? If alpha ketoglutarate is present, okay, then this particular activity will not take place. Okay, and therefore this activity will take place. That is to say, the uridylation of GLN-E will take place, and therefore deadenylation of active or rather inactive glutamine synthetase will take place, and therefore glutamine synthetase will be active and glutamate will still be converted to glutamine. Okay, so this reaction will not be there. When it will not be there? When alpha ketoglutarate is also available in a large concentration. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I told you was this, that at high concentration of glutamine, ideally what should have happened is GLN-E should have become active by way of its adenylation reaction. Okay, so it is going to cause inactivation of glutamine synthetase. Okay, but because alpha ketoglutarate is present at a high concentration, this activity is overridden. Overridden means it is actually you can say surpassed, or it is superseded, you can say. Okay, this activity does not happen, and therefore this activity will still take place. Okay, deadenylation reaction will take place, and therefore the active form of enzyme glutamine synthetase will be there, and glutamate will be converted to more glutamine. So even though the glutamine concentration is high, still more and more glutamine will be made until the alpha ketoglutarate is available. Once the alpha ketoglutarate level goes down, then obviously this activity will be, you can say that will be dominant. This activity will be dominant. This activity will not take place, and therefore the glutamine synthetase enzyme will be converted from active form to the inactive form. Okay, when alpha ketoglutarate is not available. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's like the pandemic situation. Because of the corona pandemic or COVID-19 pandemic, what we are doing is when the shops are open for only 2 hours, only 2 hours or 4 hours, the shops are open, kirana shops. Okay, and then what happens is people rush to the shops, because although they have the stock in their house, okay, all the groceries available in the house, they will still go to the shops because the government is restricting the time, and they are probably afraid that maybe in the future, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we will not get anything to eat. Okay, with that fear, they go to the shops, and in that 2 hours, there is a long rush of people outside the shops, and they will try to purchase whatever maximum they can do. Is it okay? So from the corona example, you can try to understand this regulation. Okay. Although glutamine is available, still the cell would make more glutamine because alpha ketoglutarate is available. Clear? So that is what is written here in this slide. I'll skip the slide because I have already told you. And then we will go to the other kind of regulation, that is genetic control. Do you want me to proceed for this lecture now, today? Are you comfortable? It's already past 12. Is there the second lecture? Bukhtar madam's lecture?
No idea, sir.
Don't know yet.
Don't know means it is not there. Shall I take it for granted that since there is no information, maybe that lecture is not there right now? Okay, shall I continue? As I told you, only one slide I want to show you. Okay, one slide. That is actually I want to show you this slide. Is it okay?
Okay. Yes.
But just as a preliminary thing, some introduction, I think I'll just tell you about something from this slide, and then we will go directly to the schematic diagram because it's much easier to understand from the diagram. Okay. Okay. So for genetic control, we have three different genes. Okay, three different gene loci we call them. Okay, there is one called GLNA. Okay, can you see this small inset here diagram? Okay, GLNA is the one which is going to synthesize glutamate synthetase enzyme. Glutamine synthetase enzyme. Okay, so glutamine synthetase enzyme is made by GLNA, which is shown here in the diagram. Can you see my cursor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then there is another gene which is called NTRB, and there is a third gene which is called NTRC. Okay, can you see the NTRB here and NTRC, right? So the sequence actually starts from the left-hand side, right-hand side to the left-hand side this way. Okay, and then upstream of this GLNA, there are 10 minutes for this meeting. Do you want me to continue after that? Do you have the energy to listen further? Genetic control? Or should I stop for the day? You have to tell me. Or you want a gap of say 10 minutes interval? Okay, I'll give you a 15-minute gap. So is that good for everybody? Come on, please answer me fast.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
so
sir.
we'll have a 15-minute gap. Okay, but before the gap, I'll just try to tell you what is this arrangement of the genes, and then I will stop, and then we will have 15-minute gap, and we will join again. So maybe at 12:30 we will join again. Okay, it's 12 minutes past 12. So at 12:30 we will join once again using the same link. Okay. So before the gap, I will just like to tell you that GLNA is here. Okay. GLNA is actually upstream of NTRB. What is the meaning of upstream? That is, this sequence is before NTRB, and before this sequence, NTRB is before NTRC gene. Okay. In the last lecture, I think in one of the diagrams, I had shown you NTRA, NTRB, C. And at that time, I think I told you something about NTRA. Do you remember that? A or C? If you remember. Okay, but I didn't tell you about all the different genes, and the reason was that I wanted to cover that now in this particular lecture. Okay, so just let us again see this something about these genes. The expression of this of the operon. This is an operon. The operon contains 3 different gene loci. Okay, and this operon is actually driven by promoters. Okay, promoter 1. Can you see it here? This sequence is a promoter sequence. This again sequence is number 2, another promoter, and this sequence here is another promoter, third promoter. Right? So there is one promoter. The promoter number 1 is GLNAP1. Just look at this here, GLNAP1. This promoter is 187 base pair upstream of GLNA gene. Okay, so before GLNA sequence, okay, 187 base pair before GLNA is the promoter number 1, right? Then 73 bases, okay, 73 bases before GLNA is the second promoter number 2, right? And in between GLNA and before NTRB, that is downstream of GLNA and upstream of NTRB, is another promoter, which is 33 base pair upstream of NTRB. 33 base pair upstream of NTRB is the third promoter here. Was that clear to everybody what I'm saying? Upstream, downstream, are you conversant with this term? What is upstream? Upstream means before the particular gene, and downstream means after the particular gene. Okay. Now this particular promoter number 2, I have shown it here with red colored dot here. Can you see the red colored dot? Again, this diagram which I have taken is a modified diagram. So what I normally do is, in order to make the concepts more clear, whatever diagram I'm copying and pasting into my presentation, I modify the diagram slightly so that the things become more easy to understand. Okay, so I have put a red dot here indicating that this promoter is a very important promoter. It is a strong promoter. Okay, and this is the promoter which is going to take part in the regulation, genetic regulation. Okay, whereas the other 2 promoters are weak promoters and normally they are active at basal level. Okay, so irrespective of the situation outside, environmental situation, these promoters are always active. Okay, and therefore a small amount of, you can say, glutamine is always made from glutamate at a low level. Okay, at a very low level. Like when you are sleeping, you are breathing, your heartbeats are going on. Okay, but your breathing actually is at a very low rate. The rate of breathing is very low. That is when you are sleeping. So in a similar condition, when the glutamine condition, in the normal situation in the cell, okay, this promoter and this promoter are still working at a low level and they will continue to make glutamine from glutamate. But if the condition is such that the glutamine level goes very much less or the glutamine level goes very, very high, okay, then this particular promoter will come into action, promoter number 2, because it is a strong promoter. Okay, and then depending upon the signal that it gets, the carbon signal and the nitrogen signal, this particular promoter will be activated or it will be repressed. Okay, it will, and then what happens then, that we are going to see after a break of 15 minutes. Okay, we are joining back at 12:30. So goodbye.